If you ask me then, oh, someday you'll be a film producer, I would just laugh at you because that's really never in my career pathing. That's really never in my imagination that I'll eventually end up in film. It's really great to have people come up to you and say how they were moved by the films that you have done. And I think this is one of the biggest things that keeps me doing what I'm doing. I am Alemberg Ang, I'm a film producer, and this is my profile. I am the youngest of 4 siblings. My 2 brothers studied in Grace, whereas my sister and I studied in Xavier Ika. That's also very interesting kasi medyo different yung culture of them. So I took up AB Communication in Ateneo. However, on my last year of college, I was already teaching part-time in Ateneo High School. And then from there, from Ateneo High School, I moved back to Xavier, and then I taught for a total of 10 years. Parang when people ask me why I'm into film production, I actually admit that I am not a film buff. Kasi even as a child, and even when I was already in high school, I was more of a theater geek. Me getting into film production was more of an accident than anything else. I had a friend who's also a teacher from Ateneo who got into Cinemalaya. He was a semi-finalist then. Then he asked me if I want to produce his film. Although I took up some film courses in college, but I never really practiced because I went straight to teaching. And then he said, okay lang yan, you handle the money matters. In-chick ka, kaya mo yan. So essentially, my criteria was, because I'm Chinese, I'm just gonna handle all the financial matters or raising money for the production. So, and then eventually I said yes, not really knowing what the job entailed. In fact, that whole film was one big on-the-job training for me. The title is called Ang Paggagasa kay Fe. It was a metaphor or how women are raped in society.
Nakakatanggap ka raw ng prutas sa bahay niyo. Kulay itim daw. Hindi mo alam kung saan nanggagaling.
It was supposed to be a one-shot thing. And then, the film became a bit successful. From then on, I got already other offers to produce their other independent films. One of the most memorable films I did was Ang Sayaw ng Dalawang Kalawang Paa. For one, it was supposed to be my swan song. It was so difficult to put up. We lacked the money, we weren't able to get enough funds. I remember at that time, I would be tutoring, and then the next day I would be on set. And then whatever I earned there, yun yung panggastos namin sa set the next day. Tapos, it was so bad that I had friends who took me to Dangwa. Wala lang, just to look at flowers. Kasi I'm so stressed. Pero that opened so many doors. For one, we did not expect we would win the Urian. Aglarawan, I would say, is one of the biggest films I've ever done. It's a big budgeted film, and I had really big names working on it. I never in my wildest dreams thought I could be spending a dinner with Celeste Legazpi and national artist Ryan Cayabyab, working with them on such a project. It was such a dream come true. There's so many things about it that parang it was such a high point in my career. And everything I loved doing were in it. It's a deliberate and a conscious choice to work in independent cinema. Had I, let's say, gone to one of the networks or mainstream, I would have a steady income because there's no money talaga in the indies. I guess if you are in a situation where you have limited resources, you have to find every means possible to get things done in the best possible way that you don't compromise the vision and yet get it done given what limited resources and funds that you have. And I think I see that in the way I work as a producer, in the way we craft films. Parang that's also something I like to see in the people I work with. It's really great to have people come up to you and say how they were moved by the films that you have done. And I think this is one of the biggest things that keeps me doing what I'm doing. More than loving film per se, I actually love the power of film. I love how film can move people. Move people, maybe emotionally, but more importantly, move people for action. I hope by after 10 years that the films that I have done still matter. that they still speak to the youth today about the world that we live in, inspiring them to either change the world or to make the world a better place for everyone. And then hopefully nga, everyone in the industry will elevate their choices, elevate their work to make it more competitive in the international scene. And so that is, if there's one thing I love about film, it's that the power of film to change people. I am Alemberg Ang, Thai Min. I'm a film producer, and this is my profile.